Nobody asked for it. It's happening. We're doing movie reviews. This is part of my ongoing segment. Is my channel still an occult channel? Who knows? I'm going to be pulling up some different movie lists where it's like top grossing movies of this time period, some Marvel movie list, and go through all of those, all that type of stuff. We're going to bounce between lists. I'm not going to track which lists are which. I'm just going to review some movies, and we're going to see how it works. Now, before I review these movies, we're going to have to go over my system. I do a 5-star system, and that is not a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. That is a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. You get a 0, you're the shit movie. Shit movie. I don't mean the emoji movie that has that shit icon either. I just mean it's a shitty movie. But let me get more detailed with how the rating system works so everyone can follow me. Because some people would think a 2 in a movie is really bad. I don't think so. So for me, a 2 is a typical movie. Like, hey, I got some popcorn, I went to the theater, I saw a movie. It was a movie. I came out and felt like I had a movie watching experience, but I'll probably never go watch that movie again. That's a 2-star movie to me. It's not amazing, it's not something I'm gonna tell everyone about, but I had fun watching it. A 3-star movie, on the other hand, is the exact same thing, except I'd probably watch that again. It's a good movie. I would like it enough to see it again. Maybe watch it as like part of a series. You say, oh, it's not the best one in the series, but I'll watch it again. Or maybe just like, hey, someone hasn't seen it before. Hey, you want to watch this? Yeah, sure, I'll watch it again. Or it's been like 10 years. I might watch it again. That's a 3-star movie. It's decent. It's pretty much just your standard movie, but unlike the 2-star movie, I'm likely to give it another shot someday if somebody else wants to watch it. Those are the most boring numbers, the 2 and the 3. The 2 and 3, the most boring numbers. That means it is regular movie, and then either I wouldn't watch it again or I would. That's it. Most movies in the world are 2s and 3s to me. A 4 movie means get your ass out there and watch it. That means I love this movie. Sometimes it means it's a good movie. Sometimes it means it was so bad it's good, and I love that kind of stuff. But a 4 means you're watching a movie I loved. In fact, you would say, like, why isn't a 5 I'm watching a movie that you love? Because a 5 is held for those movies that I love so much that I watch them again and again and again. Those movies where if you're bored and you see it there, you're like, oh yeah, I'm watching that again. Or if someone else is watching it and you're walking by the room, you're like, whoop, and you're pulled into it again. A 5 is a movie that's not only brilliantly good, like a 4, but so good that I could watch it again and again and again and again and again. What's a good example of a 5? I would say the original Matrix movie, if you ignore all the sequel movies. The sequel movies to The Matrix are shit, but the original Matrix movie, especially in its time, because I saw it when it came out to the theater, was just mind-blowingly awesome. That's a 5-star movie. Anytime it's on and I walk by, I get sucked into it again, even now, that is a 5-star movie that holds up. What is my ultimate 5-star movie? Ghostbusters. I know that's going to be controversial to some people. Ghostbusters is the ultimate 5-star movie. It holds up to this day, and I've watched it more times than any other movie I've ever seen. Ghostbusters 2, no, that is a 2-star movie. That's an example of what I was saying a 2-star movie is. I could have watched that and never watched it again and been fine with it, but I wasn't angry at it. It's just a movie. And in fact, I have watched it more than once, but only because I like the original Ghostbusters so much. So maybe it ekes its way into a 3 if it's part of like a pack deal. Remake Ghostbusters, come on guys. You know better than that. Let's go down the other side of the list, though, because we've talked about 2s, we've talked about 3s, we've talked about 4s, we've talked about the rare but awesome 5s. What about a 1? What's a 1 movie? 1 movie is the shit pile of movies. A 1 movie is, I would recommend you don't go see this movie. It means that if you're like, hey man, I'm thinking of seeing, I'd be like, stop right there. You're not watching that shitty-ass movie. I'm going to save you lifetime. I'm going to save you time of your life that you can't get back from watching that movie. That's what a 1 is. And you might say, but I thought you said there's a 0 movie. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, a 0 movie. So I've seen plenty of shit movies. And I'll spend time in a shit movie going, this has got to get better at some point. Or like trying to overanalyze it and find some value in it. If a movie is shit, but I try to make it work, that's a 1. If a movie is so bad that I'm just in pain watching it the whole time and there's no redeeming quality whatsoever, that is a 0 movie. That is Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. If you've never seen Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, you're lucky as shit. Horrible movie. That is the all-time worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I didn't even get through the whole movie. There's very few movies that I can't get through. I can slog through a lot of shit. Sky Captain is the shittiest movie in the entire earth. 0 stars, 0 love. So what's the difference between that and a 1-star movie? A 1-star movie example, perfect example, is The Last Airbender by Shyamalama Ding Dong. This motherfucking movie pissed me off because the original series is so good. The original Airbender series, I would give that a 4, maybe a 5, because I have seen it more than once. I'm gonna go and say that the original Avatar, The Last Airbender animated series is a 5-star series. This movie is a 1-star movie. But why isn't it a 0-star? Because I do still see visually some stuff that I'm like, ah, man, this could have been good. You know, like I'm watching it going, I wish this was a good movie. Like a 0-star movie, you don't even wish it was ever born. You wish it was destroyed with fire. You don't wish there was a book based on it. You don't wish that there was another series that was better to compare it to. No. Death Note, the movie, is shit. It's not like the anime. The anime, that's a 5-star anime, Death Note. But Death Note, the movie, is 1-star. It's horrible. But still, I wouldn't get rid of Death Note altogether because it's so bad. A 0 movie, you would get rid of everything to do with that in your entire life. Okay, so now we get how this works. Let's get started! All right, so I'm looking at a list of top grossing movies ever. Avatar. And this is not The Last Airbender we were just talking. This is the Blue People Avatar. Is Avatar really still the #1 highest grossing movie? I guess whenever this article came out, it was. Avatar, naked people in trees. I don't know. It's basically Dances with Wolves. I honestly would say 3 stars. It's a movie. Avengers Endgame is the #2. We're going to come back to you because I'm going to do all the Marvel movies. I'm going to go through all of them and rate them all. But Avengers Endgame is apparently the #2 of all time. #3, Titanic. Ha ha! I've never seen it. Believe it or not, I was a teenager when this movie came out. Everybody loved it. I didn't see it. I still haven't seen it. And to this day, it's a matter of pride that I have gotten through 40 years of life without watching this flick. So I can't rate it. I'm a little biased. I also haven't seen it, so it wouldn't be fair to rate it. Star Wars The Force Awakens is the #4 top grossing movie of all time. Well, we should do all the Star Wars too. Should we just switch to doing Marvel and Star Wars right now? Because the next one, #5, is Infinity War. Okay, fuck it. Marvel Cinematic Universe. #1 here, Iron Man. Now this is going to be controversial for some people, but I'm going to give this movie a 5 stars. I get it. If you go back now, if you weren't there when it came out, like I was, if you're like, hey, I'm going to go back and rewatch all these movies, you'd be like, Iron Man's a pretty typical, same type of story as a lot of the individual hero stories that Marvel does. But Iron Man was the first one of those that they did in that format. It kind of established that format. And if I'm being honest, I saw that movie 3 times in the theater, and I'm not someone who typically goes to see a movie more than twice at a theater. I think Lord of the Rings was the only other time I had seen a movie 3 times in the theater. I also watched it when it came to the 99-cent theater we have here. So that's 4 times on the big screen. Then it came out to DVD, and I watched it like 3 times in the first month. So this is one of those movies I watched over and over and over again. I don't watch it over and over again now, but honestly, based on when it came out, it was a 5. The Incredible Hulk, it's a 2. Iron Man 2, that is also a 2. I could go without watching it, even when we do like a marathon, like let's watch all the Marvel movies. I could take Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 2 and just like leave them out of it, and I wouldn't even notice they were gone. Thor. So I want to rate it a 2 because it really isn't that good. But I love Loki in it. I'm going to give it a 3. Captain America, the First Avenger. I remember really liking this when it came out, and that for some reason I don't watch it over and over again. So I'm going to give it a 4. Marvel's The Avengers. That is... This one was a 5 when it came out. I just don't know that it's held up as well as some of the other ones. A 4 or a 5? This one, I guess I'm going to give it a 5, but I'm being generous today. Iron Man 3, that's a 4. That's a solid 4. Thor: The Dark World, that's a 3. Some people would say the original Thor was better than it, or vice versa. I think they're both kind of like 2s, but I eke them into 3s because of Loki, because he's so good. Captain America: The Winter Soldier, that's a 3. Now, if we're talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which recently came out, that is a 4. That's a solid 4. That is a good movie. I would watch it more than once. I guess it's not technically a movie, it's a series, but it feels like just a really big, really good movie. I highly recommend watching that. Guardians of the Galaxy, that's a solid 5. Avengers: Age of Ultron, 3. Ant-Man, 3. Captain America Civil War, I'm sorry guys, it's a 3. It's not amazing. It's a Hollywood movie. I would watch it again. It's not a 4. I'm sorry guys. Doctor Strange. So, I mean, it's a 3. I love the concept behind it. I really enjoyed it the first time, but when I watch it again, it just seems very paint by number. I'm going to say it's a 3. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, that's a 4. Spider-Man Homecoming, that's a 4. Thor Ragnarok, that's a 5, I think. I think I watched that a lot. Black Panther, 4 or 5. It's really good. I know a lot of people that don't like it, but I loved it. I'm going to go 4. Avengers Infinity War is a solid 5. I don't even have to think about that. That is a 5. That one should be up on the top end of the 5s. Ant-Man and the Wasp, that's a 2. Captain Marvel, I guess this is another, I'm going to be generous to Marvel again and say 3. It really could be a 2. Avengers Endgame. Is that a movie? I mean, it was amazing. It was a spectacle. It took everything together, but it felt kind of like a season ender or a series ender of a series. I'm going to give it a 4. If I had to rate Infinity War and Endgame together as one unit, they'd be a 5. But I think Infinity War is the stronger of the two movies, for sure. Spider-Man Far From Home, that's a 4. I think that's, and again, so I'm pretty happy with the Marvel movies overall. That's probably not a surprise. I mean, I am a huge nerd, and I do like the hero's journey, so... Oh, and by the way, any of the Harry Potter movies, you want to do like, we're going to just rate all the Harry Potter movies right now, they're all 4s. That's where they fall in mine. I like them. I want to watch them all in order. We're good. Are any of them a 5? No, they're all 4s. Star Wars films. We're going to start with A New Hope, Episode 4, which is the first one. I love the numbering system. That is a 5 because I have definitely seen it a lot of times. I don't know that it will hold up today. I tried to show it to my son and he's like, wow, this is boring as shit. So I realized the pacing of it when I try to watch it through another person's eyes. But for me, that's a 5. The Empire Strikes Back. I mean, arguably, some people say it's the best one in the series. Some people say the first one is. Neither of these are brain science movies. Like A New Hope, even though I give it a 5, it's still like White Knight versus Black Knight to save the princess. I mean, it's pretty paint by numbers. Empire Strikes Back breaks that mold, so I've always kind of enjoyed it more. But there's so many loopholes in the plot. Like, how did he get to Dagobah so quickly? And, you know, let's not get down to the nitty-gritty. Are we being generous and giving it a 5, or are we being a dick and giving it a 4? I'm going to give this one a 5, too, because there's plenty of low ratings to come. Return of the Jedi. This is a 3. If this movie had been about Luke and Vader only, like that part, plus the beginning scene with Jabba's palace, if it was just that movie, then this would be a 4. But all the Ewok bullshit brought it down to a 3. Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Alright, have you guys ever heard of the Machete Order of Star Wars? This is the recommended order to watch Star Wars, and I love it. The Machete Order of Star Wars is you watch Episode 4, A New Hope, then Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, which ends with Darth Vader saying, Luke, I am your... He doesn't actually say, Luke, I am your father, but he explains that he's Luke's father. And then as soon as you finish that episode, as soon as you finish Empire Strikes Back, instead of going on to Return of the Jedi, they say, jump down to Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, where you see a flashback to who Vader was as Anakin. And then Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and then you go back and watch Return of the Jedi. The key of that is the Phantom Menace is not in the Machete Order. It's 4, 5, 2, 3, 6. That's the order for Machete Order. The interesting thing about Machete Order 2 is that you don't realize that Palpatine is, spoiler alert, you don't realize that Palpatine is the Emperor if you watch them in that order. So that reveal in the third movie, which is the 6th movie, that reveal in Episode 3 is actually a reveal. I'm avoiding the question. Phantom Menace, that's a 1. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, that is a 2. That's a solid 2. It isn't as bad as a Phantom Menace, but it is not something that I'm clamoring to go see again, even if I'm watching all of the Star Wars over. It gets pulled in there just because someone's brute forcing it if we're watching a marathon. There's no other reason for me to do it. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, that's a 3. It's good enough that I'll watch it again. It's got a lot of holes. It's the best of the prequels. It's not as good as any of the originals except for maybe Return of the Jedi. I would say Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi are right on par with each other, but for very different reasons. New ones, Episode 7, The Force Awakens. I give this one a 4. I liked it a lot. I don't like it as much now in retrospect because of how bad everything went, like how it didn't build to something really awesome, but I'd say overall it's a solid movie. It's up there. It's not as good as A New Hope. It's not as good as The Empire Strikes Back, but it's better than Return of the Jedi and any of the prequels. Boom! Take that, people who say the prequels are better than the sequels. Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Okay. This is controversial because half the world hates it and half the world loves it. I liked it. I would have liked it more if then the following movie incorporated what it did and made a really good, solid movie. There is also, though, a lot wrong with The Last Jedi. I'm going to give it a 3. This is right on par to me with Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi. I like it. I'll watch it more than once. It's not fantastic. Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. 2. I watched it once in the theater. I haven't watched it again, and I'm a Star Wars fan. That's a 2 movie. While we're doing these compilations, DC movies. All right, let's do it. Obviously, The Dark Knight is the best Batman flick ever. It's one of the best movies ever. That is a 5. The Joker in that movie is amazing. That is a 5-star movie. What's that? We're not going that far back? We're going to just do Zack Snyder and beyond? But then I can't give you my rating of the Green Lantern that no one agrees with. Green Lantern, a fun flick, 4 stars. Fuck you, internet. Fuck you. All right, Man of Steel, 2 stars. I'm sorry, ladies. I know he's hot. 2 stars. Batman vs. Superman, 2 stars. The Justice League, the Joss Whedon Justice League, 2 stars. Damn, it's just twos. Wonder Woman, 4 stars. I really like that, the first one. I haven't seen Wonder Woman 84. I've heard horrible things. The first one, good movie. Aquaman, ugh. This is another one where the internet's going to skin me alive. 3 stars. It's decent. I'd watch it again. But it's not as amazing as everybody wants to believe. Again, ladies, I know he's hot. I mean, he is. The Snyder Cut of the Justice League. I haven't seen it yet. Sorry, guys. The only thing I know about it is that it's got the Joker guy in it. Oh, man, I didn't even talk about Suicide Squad. Oh, Lord. 1 star. Suicide Squad is 1 star. However, if you watch the director cut extended edition, it's 2 stars. That's my feelings on it. Jared Leto's Joker in it? 0 stars. Erase it from history. That's not true. That's too harsh. I like making fun of it enough that it's at least 1 star. I'll give it 2 stars. So I haven't seen Zack Snyder's Justice League yet, but I do know that we live in a society, Batman. Batman! All right, are we done doing these anthologies of movies? We can go back to the highest grossing films? All right, so we went Avatar, Endgame, Titanic, Star Wars, Avengers Infinity War, Jurassic World. That's a 3-star movie. I'm sorry, guys. The original Jurassic Park, that's a 5-star movie. Watched it over and over again. I don't know if it holds up today, but I know that at the time it was a 5-star movie. Jurassic World was just like, hey, there's some more Jurassic Park. Now it's got the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy in it. He's funny. The Lion King. Woo. Lion King is good. 4 stars or 5 stars, though? Do I count the number of times I've seen it with my son? Because then it's 5 stars. All right, let's go 5 stars. The Avengers, we already talked about. Furious 7. Okay, I'm going to get in trouble for this one. I have not watched the Fast and Furious movies, you guys. I know it's sacrilege. I've only seen one of the movies, and it was Tokyo Drift. So, obviously, 5-star series. Frozen 2, that's the number 10 of all time, right? Frozen 2, to me, is it's a 2-star movie. I haven't watched it again. It's not as bad as some 2-star movies. Maybe it's a 3-star movie. Original Frozen, it's a 3-star movie. I know that it's a 5-star movie for some people. For me, it's a 3-star movie. Transformers Dark of the Moon. Don't even get me with these Transformers movies. Oh. Well, they're not zero, because zero is reserved for things like Sky Captain, which is a horrible piece of flaming trash. God, Sky Captain leaves me with nightmares still to this day. Transformers is a solid 2 across the board for all of them. They're all like, yeah, I saw a movie. It had blows on it. Blows. It had blow-up explosions. It had boom booms. I saw it, and then I went home, and then I had a light seizure from all the explosions, and then I never watched it again. That's Transformers. The Dark Knight Rises. Okay, so I purposely ignored going back too far, but I did have to bring up The Dark Knight because it was so good. I didn't love The Dark Knight Rises. I love making fun of Bane. Hey, everybody, it's me. It's time for tea. I don't feel like Bane is a scary villain at all in that movie, and he's much scarier in any of the animated stuff. Batman, if you don't watch out, you're gonna hurt your toe. Get out of here, Bane. Still, it's not horrible. I mean, if I compare it to a lot of what's going on right now with DC movies, it's all right. 3 stars. Joker. Woo! 4 stars. Alright, so that wasn't really fair. I did like highest grossing. I should take a look at one of these like worst films of all times lists and rate those two. So let's look at that and then we'll close off. Oh look, there's Last Airbender. Not surprised to see that on the list. Wow, a lot of these I actually haven't seen, which is, I guess, lucky for me. Cats is on there. I'll watch it when you guys release the butthole version of Cats. Battlefield Earth. Oh, Battlefield Earth. Oh, you guys are going to hate me for this. I'm going to give it 3 stars. I actually kind of like this movie. The Room. How do you put The Room on a bad movies list? The Room is a good time. Now, you need to watch The Room in the right state of mind and with the right, things to say back to the screen. So if I was going to rate The Room as an actual original movie, obviously it's like a 1, but that's not how you watch The Room. You watch The Room like to make fun of it. You watch The Room, that's a 4-star movie right there. Catwoman. Wow. Okay. Oh, okay. I mean, this movie is really bad. But it's kind of fun to watch. 2 stars. Honestly, I've seen it more than once. Is it a 3-star movie based on my own standards? All right, you heard it here. Catwoman, 3-star movie. Moving on. Highlander 2, The Quickening. Wow, okay. So Highlander 1 is amazing. The first Highlander is a 4-star movie. Highlander 2, The Quickening. So this is another one where it really should be like a 1 for... If I was going to tell someone else how they should feel about this movie, it should be a 1-star movie. But I have watched it multiple times, so it's also a 3-star movie according to my own system. I mean, by this rating system, I guess that means Barbed Wire is a 3-star movie. Mac and Me. That's a 0-star movie. Kill it with fire. Burn the alien until it's no longer a thing. Mac and Me needs to go. All right, last one. Reefer Madness. I have seen this the whole way through. I get that there's kind of this, like, cult following of like watching Reefer Madness and getting really high and laughing at it, except it's just not that funny. I mean, it's obviously a horribly bad piece of propaganda against marijuana that is completely fucking stupid. Nobody went and murdered their parents with an axe, as it claims, because they were high on the weed. But I do get the appeal of people smoking up and watching it. I can't. It's hard to get through this movie. It's so bad. It's such obvious propaganda. It's not a 0 though, because I would rather. So if you said, "Hey, you can sit down sober as can be and watch Reefer Madness, as boring as shit as it is, or you can watch Sky Captain, the piece of shit dumpster fire that exists in this world for some reason and shouldn't," I would watch Reefer Madness in a heartbeat. So we're going to give it 1 star. And that's it. We went over them all. We reviewed them all. That's every movie that's ever existed, right? No, I don't know. There's a lot more I've seen, too. Where's my Queen of the Damned movie? That's 5 stars. You think I'm joking? That's a 5-star flick. Let me know if you enjoyed watching me rant about movies, and ask me about what I think about some other movies. If I've seen them, I'll give you a rating between 0 and 5 stars, and I'll give you no explanation whatsoever. And until next time, wait a minute. I just realized there was no horror movies on this list. That's not cool. Where's my Hellraiser? Where's my Friday the 13th? Where's my Nightmare on Elm Street? Where's my Wishmaster? Where are you guys at, huh? Where's the later things, the more recent things? Where's that movie with the spaceship where they go and have some kind of wild insanity infect the crew? What is this? Damn it. It's got the guy from Jurassic Park in it. Why can't I remember what this is called? Event Horizon. Where's Event Horizon? Where's my Event Horizon movie? Where's Spawn? Where's... Shit. Anyway, there's obviously more movies to do, but we don't have time to do them today, so we'll continue this in the ongoing segment that is my channel still in the cult channel? I want to thank my circle of magi for sticking with me through this strange period of time. And I want to thank everybody else for watching. And if you could give this a thumbs up for no reason, sure. If you can't, I don't know, maybe you just can't reach it. Maybe you're too tired. That's fine. I'm not going to take it out on you. And until next time, safe travels.